Most people think smart people learn faster because they have a higher IQ. But if you've ever met someone who seems to understand almost anything, you'll notice something different. They don't necessarily study more. They simply learn differently. Most people treat learning like collecting information. They watch another video, read another article, save another post they'll never look at again. It feels productive, but feeling like you're learning isn't the same as actually learning. Smart people don't just consume knowledge. They do something most people never think about. They process. And once you understand how your brain actually learns, the way you study starts to change. Think about how you usually learn something. You watch a video, read a chapter. For a moment, everything makes sense. Your brain recognizes the information, so it feels like you've learned it. But recognition isn't understanding. That's why you can finish an entire book, then struggle to explain what it was about a week later. The same thing happens when you jump from one topic to another. One day it's psychology. The next it's investing. Then artificial intelligence. Your brain barely has time to build connections before it's asked to switch again. Learning begins to feel productive because you're constantly exposed to something new. But exposure isn't what builds knowledge. Processing does. Think about the things you remember best. You remember them because you explained them, solved a problem with them, or applied them in a real situation. That's how your brain decides what's worth keeping. It's also why two people can read the same book and walk away with completely different results. One finishes the last page and moves on. The other pauses, writes down the main ideas, questions what they read, and looks for a way to apply it. They consumed the same information, but only one of them processed it. Once you understand that, the goal changes. You stop asking, what should I learn next? And you start asking, how can I apply what I already know? If your brain learns by processing information, then the way you study has to change. Start by spending more time with fewer subjects. Curiosity is valuable, but constantly chasing something new keeps your understanding shallow. Depth gives your brain time to build stronger connections. That's why books are still one of the best learning tools. They keep you with one idea long enough to understand it. Then make your brain do the work. Don't just highlight what sounds important. Close the book and explain the main idea from memory. Write it in your own words. Question it. Connect it to something you already know. The more effort your brain spends working through an idea, the more likely it is to keep it. Just as important is protecting the attention that makes deep thinking possible. Focus isn't just about avoiding distractions. It's about giving your brain enough uninterrupted time to make connections. That also means making room for silence. Your brain doesn't organize ideas while it's constantly receiving new ones. Some of your clearest thinking happens after the input stops. Knowledge becomes useful only when it changes something you do. That's why you should use what you learn before it fades. If you learn a better way to communicate, use it today. If you learn a new idea about discipline, test it today. Action is what tells your brain, this matters, keep this. Most people spend years searching for better information, but information was never the hard part. We have access to more knowledge than ever before. The difference isn't who can find it, it's who can turn it into understanding. That's what separates people who keep learning from people who simply keep consuming. Your mind isn't built by what you consume, it's built by what you repeatedly process. If you want to understand your mind better, subscribe to Upgraded Mind. Until next time.